And I know there's a secret section of the Root Literary website. And anytime I see a secret section, I'm like, oh, I'm like a kid at Christmas who wants to know what's in the gifts. That's not. I say kid to this day. Now in my 40s, if I see that there are wrapped gifts under a tree and I know they're not for me, I still want to know what's in there. So with the portion of the website that's just for clients that you have to sign in, are there resources there? Give us a little bit of a sneak peek. What kind of things can authors look forward to once they become represented by the agency? What are they going to see?
Are you talking about my website or the agency's website? Because I'm
I
just
saw your
curious.
website had that also, and I assumed it was the same section. But if the two
It's
separate sections, now there's two gifts that I want to see into.
so they are two different things actually. So on the agency's website, I'm pretty sure what you're talking about is our client resource portal, which honestly, I don't actually know if other agencies have this, and we're probably crazy for doing it. but we often joke about like we want to have like the smartest and savviest, clients in the business, and we really want our people to feel like informed and educated and empowered. And so prior to making that digital, we always had like a Word document essentially that was like a debut publishing roadmap. Like, here's all the things that like we've sold your book. Yay. Like, what now? like, like when do I get paid? Like, when do I get the contract? Like, what is a royalty statement? Like, what does a film and TV option mean? When can I expect to see my book cover? What should I be doing while my editor's working on my edit letter? Like, are there things that I could be working on while they're doing that? Right. Like all of these little things that we realized we were answering repeatedly, which is fine because a lot of our clients are debuts. So like, you don't know what you don't know. Right. But we realized that we were like repeating ourselves so much that we were like, why don't we like put together like a document that just like outlines all of this? And it doesn't mean that you can't ask questions, of course, but at least it's like a launching off point. So we always had that. Like when I started, we had that, but a few years in, we were just realizing that there's so much information online, like blogs, articles, podcasts like this, about how to get an agent and how to write a book, but not about like what to do once you already have an agent, or like what to do when you already have a book deal and you're like trying to figure out what comes next, right? That was like there was just nothing really out there. Like I'm sure there is now, because I think a lot of people use like Substack and all this other things that kind of like makes that a little bit more transparent, but it didn't exist. So we decided to kind of break that old Word doc apart and add a lot more articles and stuff. And it's essentially like a, password protected, like client only resource portal that is almost like a knowledge base or a blog about, that has all of this stuff in there. And we keep it updated pretty regularly. So if things change, we'll go back and update like an older article. If it feels like we should write something brand new to speak to a specific aspect of publishing, we incorporate new content in there. So we try to keep it like, updated. And at this point, it's pretty robust. I think we've had that for a couple of years. So that's, I think, what you're talking about on the agency website. On my my personal website, I have also a password protected page that's just for my clients. And I think I might have a link to the client resource portal there for them if they need it. But honestly, I love like technology and productivity tools. And I think that like you can use technology really smartly to make like your job easier and more efficient. So I think it was earlier this year, maybe last year, I had realized that like half of the like emails in my inbox one day were just like clients asking to like book a call. And I was like, well, of course, like, yes, like, let me like, and then you end up doing the like typical email thing where you're like, here are like 4 slots within the next like 2 or 3 weeks. Does any of this work? But then when you're doing that with like 5 different people, you know how complicated it gets where you're like, oh my gosh, like, did I tell people the same date? Like, like, how do I like, you're Tetrising your schedule. And I just kind of was like, there's got to be an easier way to do this. So I actually put up like a booking page on my website so that, and it's, my clients are welcome to email me whenever they want to. It's not because they're not welcome to do that. It's more just because it's much easier when you can go on to your agent's booking page and just be like, oh, looks like she has a free time next Tuesday afternoon. Let me book that, that spot. I don't know if other agents would feel comfortable doing that. I trust my clients not to abuse that privilege. So, and I always ask them to like send me an agenda, kind of what they want to discuss that day. But I want my clients to know and to feel that I'm available. And if it's easier for them to go in and book it themselves, like, why not? So, yeah. So that's what that is.
Gotcha. So some kind of agenda. We're going to be achieving something with this meeting and not just talking about. Did you see Wakanda Forever? How amazing was that, or whatever?
I don't want to hop on the call and be like, so why have we gathered here today? So, and it just helps me prepare and make sure that like the call is as productive as possible, quite frankly. So yeah, and like, when you were talking earlier about like how many clients do you have? I think using technology and systems like this that just reduce the amount of emails you have to send, the amount of back and forth, that make it as easy as clicking a button. It makes everyone's lives easier. And I'm already booking a bunch of meetings with editors too. And so like anything that you can just like, get out of your inbox and make things better, is why not? So
Can you get the editors to log in secretly and do that?
I do actually use, like, it's not the same thing as that where they can just like book anytime they want that's free. But I do use a similar tool for editors where they can actually just go in and click an available time. I hate the like constant, like, here are like 6 times between these 3 hours where I'm, I'm trying to coordinate that way. So
Well, that's smart. Work smarter, not harder. That makes
yeah,
absolute sense.
exactly. Work smarter, not harder.